So number one in the world of long drives said it himself. The flying right elbow is what gives him the width and the sling to go full out. And he's talking about when we turn the shoulder, we're turning that trail shoulder. But what that flying elbow does, well, if I was to throw a ball towards you, notice my elbow. Look how wide that is. It is absolutely a flying elbow. Why is that so important? Well, when I shift and I go toward the target, you can see how that elbow is going to lead. So when I throw, you can see that width is going to give me the range of motion I need to throw that elbow forward. And when that elbow gets thrown forward, it loads the arm like a catapult. Watch a baseball pitcher. So when I'm hitting a golf shot, the last thing I want to do is tuck something under my armpit. Remember, we're going to put a head cover under that armpit. Well, now you are T-Rex trying to throw something, and your range of motion has just been sucked away. Your athlete is gone, and all you're left with is half an arm. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just not going to work. So we need nice width on the backswing. So notice how my elbow is away from the body, and I'm just gathering as much width as I can in my backswing without the strain, so that I can throw the club in the direction that I want to start the ball. So imagine if I was throwing the club toward the target. You can go check out Throwing the Club Shawn Clement, Throw the Club Straight Shawn Clement. We got all kinds of throwing videos, and it's an absolute wonder to do. Just make sure you're in a safe environment like this to do it in. You don't have any houses or cars or anything back here, because it'll surprise you. So if I take this club and I want to throw it over there, watch in slow motion now. As I'm going into the downswing, the brain goes to the ground. It uses the ground to get my body out of the way. And look at where my elbow is now. It is leading like crazy, coming through, giving me incredible lag so that I can release the club and throw the club in that direction. So here we go. Gather, throw. And that's where Kyle Berkshire is going to give you the greatest arm, the right arm. He's right-hand dominant in golf history, basically. Key now is we want to gather huge range of motion. So what you're going to see in his swing, he goes barely to parallel. So it's not about the length of the swing, it's about the width of the arc. So that width is what's going to start with that right elbow. So he's getting massive range of motion with that trail elbow in the direction that he wants to send that ball. So watch down the line here, and you'll see how that arm unit is nice and high, and that my right elbow, I'm not trying to keep close to my body. I'm just going as wide as I can back here. And now when I go toward the target, you'll notice brain's going to the ground, uses the ground to get my body out of the way. So notice the elbow's coming through first. Look at that lag coming in. And that's one of the components that Kyle Berkshire really that's one of the things he works the hardest on, is delivering that lag deep into the picture. So notice from here, the approach into the ball is down and through and from the inside. So here's a 7-iron with that throw. And that's right on the left corner of the green. Putting for a nice birdie right next to that red flag. And very, very solid contact. Now let's look at the driver. To all of you out there that are so careful about your swing, understand this club head is tied to the shaft. The shaft is tied to the grip is to your hands, the hands to your shoulders. Where do you want the club to go? it's just going to make an arc. So all I'm going to do is throw the club through that arc into the direction that I want to go. There's a nice yellow tee in front, putting me right over the red and white flag over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this club through the tip of this tee over that intermediate point. Here we go. And man, that was awesome. Nice power fade up the right center. And I was absolutely crushed. All right, here comes the draw. Right edge of the intermediate point. There it is. Oh my. Holy crap. Does that ever feel good? Right? I'm trying to exaggerate me opening up to show you this today, and I'm realizing I could have done more of that myself. I've been pretty free-flowing in my swing, and I've been really enjoying this driver. It's been very, very accurate, but I'm realizing now I could really open it up some more. I'm going to try that fade again. So I'm going to throw this through the left edge of that intermediate point. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is so big. That came all the way back to the right edge of my academy building on that yellow flag. Amazing. So, bottom line, if you want freedom in the swing, what we're looking for is you got to get the heck out of the way to allow for this full width in that backswing. Here's a nice drill that you can use to do that. So I'm going to hold the club upside down with my lead arm. I'm going to turn my whole body to the target, my whole backside to the target. I'm getting ready to use the weight of this arm and my sword here to slash through. So I do that down here. I'm going to put my right arm on the club now. Look at how wide that is. Do it again from here. Turn your back to the target, put your trail hand on, and look at how wide that is. So for many of you, you'll think, well, that feels too steep. And you would be seriously mistaken. You got to replace that with, it feels really wide. Now, what happens when you have wide? Here it is again. Now I want to go to the target. Got the ground. And as soon as that elbow leads, look at what just happened to the club, how it sits down. And it comes back from the inside. Notice how I'm not, and I can't be over the top when I'm releasing into the direction of my target. And look at how that right shoulder is so much lower than the left shoulder coming through. That's me going to the target. Now, if I go wide to the ball, now over the top is a necessity because I'm going for the golf ball. But if I'm going to throw the club through the tip of the tee to over that intermediate point, see how the club can't come over the top? It has to follow from the inside. There's just no way other to do it. So if you're playing baseball, notice the bat is vertical when you're waiting for the pitch. And as soon as the pitch comes, that elbow leads. The bat sits right down and goes under horizontal, doesn't it? So we've been, golf instruction has been overcomplicating this game of, well, you're over the top. You got to make sure you shallow the club. Well, why do you need to shallow the club? Well, because you're coming over the top. Why are you coming over the top? Well, because I'm trying to hit the ball. If the ball is your target, over the top and steep is a necessity. It's like a lumberjack trying to split some wood. But if I want to deliver my axe to the side of the tree, well, now I've got my nice vertical wide backswing, And now I'm going to deliver through the side of the tree. And there it is. Notice how the club has to come from the inside and it's going to catch it on the way up. Problem solved. Just go that way. Throw the club that way. You can't throw the club that way from here, all tucked in. You have to come over the top. Coming from the inside, you got no space. Everything's stuck behind you. So in order to get to the target, everything has to be out in front of you. So if I'm going to skip a stone on water, here it is. So notice how my arm was very steep back here. And then when I went forward, the elbow came forward and it looked like it tucked in close to my body, but it's in front of my body. I can't throw if it's tucked behind me. So all I got to do is throw the club through the tip of the tee to the right of that intermediate point. Oh man, look at that. Ha! Oh my gosh, right? It's so straight too. It's so free flowing. This is what I want you guys to feel, okay? So let's open up this machine, take a page out of Kyle Berkshire's book, and let's have at it.